Hey Cancers, what is going on? This is your July energy report using a combination of tarot, astrology, and channel messages to bring you the good goodies for your spirit. As per usual, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Cancers is the one song that was coming through very loudly as I was even getting ready for this reading is the song Proud by Heather Small. Fantastic song. Listen to it if you have not yet heard it before. But there was this notion of you giving yourself this spotlight to be seen, to be acknowledged. And there's also this energy too with Jupiter being combust to the sun in the sign of Cancer until we get to about July 14th. There's this energy of you might be feeling like you're so close or on the precipice of being seen in a whole new way, or feeling like you have to hold the faith for this new promotion, this new income level, this new love, this new blessing that's in your life. And part of me feels, Cancers, like you, Temperance, we'll get back to that in a moment. But part of me feels like you need to put yourself out there. So maybe you're talking to a superior or a boss and allowing yourself, if not demanding, that you are seen in this new way of using your knowledge, your love, your gifts to showcase why you deserve that acknowledgement, that promotion, whatever that is. Or maybe you're feeling really good about your body and you're like, my booty is snatched and it needs to be talked about. And maybe both of those conversations aren't happening at the exact same time. Who knows? Maybe they are, depending on where you work. But the point is that we want to put forth this energy to be seen, to be talked about, almost like to attract this collective frequency of whatever it is you're wanting to be birthed. So part of you might need to step outside of your comfort zone to acknowledge as part of you, or kind of collect evidence when you're seeing these things happen more and more of, I am proud of myself for doing these things, putting myself in this environment for all these blessings and for all this expansion to occur. Now, with the Temperance having fallen out before, this notion of potentially balancing out the energy of what you're doing, work-life balance, balance between the masculine and the feminine, there could be a connection to a Sagittarius, sun, rising, or moon in your life that's helping you, that's preparing you for something greater. It's a nice nod to Jupiter, which is a ruling planet of Sagittarius. But then there's also this energy, Cancer, of potentially having to balance the work between the spiritual and the physical. And of course, with Jupiter being in the sign of Cancer, whether you're Cancer sun, rising, or moon watching this, you are the celestial favorite now until June 29th of 2026. Why is this so huge? Well, Jupiter is known as a greater benefic planet. Jupiter can bring forth truth, justice, higher knowledge, expansion, even just general luck, right place, right time. However, at the start of July, Jupiter is combust to the sun. And that's what I was speaking to before of needing to hold on to the faith and not giving up now. It might feel like you've been working so hard, you're putting in so much effort. It's kind of like the scene from Sex and the City where Charlotte's like, I've been dating since I was 15. I'm exhausted. Where is he? Like, you could be feeling like I've been doing so much work. I'm putting so much sacrifice. Like, when is it my turn in the sun? When am I going to get my flowers? When am I going to get this expansion? And you might see that later on. And it might not happen mid-July, but it's kind of like this inner, and that's a big energy with this Temperance. We might not even need to pull another card for this, but this notion of, if you're feeling stuck or frustrated in the physical, to lean on your spiritual. You've been doing so much spiritual work with your ancestors, with your manifestation, with your spiritual hygiene, whatever that is, then perhaps you need to put yourself in these physical environments to see, and potentially, even with the energy of Sag, this notion of travel, this notion of play, this notion of switching it up, which is a nice nod to Venus about to enter into the sign of Gemini on July 4th. So there's this energy of just needing potentially to move things in a different way while retaining the faith of what you have done leading up to this point. So don't give up on yourself now, but if things are not working the way that you want, are there different ways you can express yourself to be seen, to be heard, to be acknowledged, so that other people can almost catch up to what you've known all along? But it also is being required or asked of you, and this is also what is like going to come up during the Mercury retrograde mid-July, when Mercury retrogrades in the sign of Leo, of how do you express yourself, how are you able to feel safe being seen and being heard in a true, core, authentic way. Okay, so let's pull a couple more cards here just to see what's coming through. Also, maintaining boundaries is pretty huge, and knowing when and how to say no. We also have the Strength card with the Eight of Pentacles. So what was I saying before, Cancers, of not giving up, staying true to yourself, that you're putting in all this hard work, whether it be in health, career, finances, relationships, whatever it is, you're putting this hard work in to show mastery. It's also interesting with 8 and 8, potentially a nice timeline to give yourself is going to be August 8th, Lionsgate hurdle. Potentially you're doing or being asked whenever you see this, like another 8 days, another 8 weeks. Potentially August is going to be very, very key. So know that what you're doing in July is for a far greater purpose. A big energy with the Eight of Pentacles is mastery as well. That what you're doing in July is creating mastery. So no matter what arena you're in, whether it be work, finances, health, relationships, doesn't matter, that you put in all of this work physically and spiritually to allow this power and resiliency to emerge. All right? Let me know how that resonates in the comments. All the offerings for Stillwater Alchemy can be found in the description of this video. And I'll talk to you soon, Cancers. Mwah.